What's up, everybody? It's Jordan, and welcome to the Sports Behind Show. Today is April 24th, 2021. We are just 5 days away from the NFL Draft, and in this video, I'll be continuing my series of doing a post-free agency mock draft for each NFL team. I know I've been doing some the past couple of days. Today, it's the 19th pick overall of the draft, and that belongs to the Washington football team. So we'll go ahead and get started with this Washington 7-round mock draft. With their first round pick, I had them selecting Notre Dame linebacker Jeremiah Wasu-Koroa. I think this makes a lot of sense. I doubt Micah Parsons will be there despite the character issues. I don't think he's going to drop because he had a phenomenal pro day. Wouldn't be shocked if he goes in the top 10. And I would not be shocked if Jeremiah Wasu-Koroa is already gone by 19. Since Parsons is going to be drafted earlier, that means Wasu-Koroa may be drafted a little bit earlier as well, maybe to the Patriots or a team like that. If one of the 5 quarterbacks is available at 19, which I highly doubt will happen, Washington should be all over that, getting one of those quarterbacks. I wouldn't be surprised, and I'd be all for Washington maybe getting a quarterback in the later rounds. But if it's not Matt Jones, Lance, Fields, if I'm Washington, I'm not getting a quarterback in the first round. But I like Wasu-Koroa a lot. It gives them more depth at linebacker. They lost one of their starting linebackers in free agency. So I think it makes a lot of sense here, them getting a linebacker in round 1. In round 2, they take North Dakota State offense tackle Dylan Reynolds. They can use some offensive line help, whether it's Taylor Heinicke, Ryan Fitzpatrick, a rookie quarterback, whoever it is, they need some protection, and so they're able to move around in the pocket and throw the ball without being sacked. Dylan Reynolds had a phenomenal week at the Senior Bowl, really helped his draft stock. This is the 51st pick overall. Would not be shocked if Dylan Reynolds is already gone here because he had a stellar pro day. But if you can get him at the 51st pick overall, I think that's a great pick by Washington. As we go to round 3 here, they actually have 2 third-round picks. With their first-round pick, they take Western Michigan wide receiver Dwayne Eskridge. This is a great pick here. If you get him with Terry McLaurin and if you got Curtis Samuel in free agency, you have a really nice young wide receiver trio. Regardless of who your quarterback is, it's not going to be hard for them to throw the ball to a good target because those are 3 really, really good receivers. Eskridge, coming out of Western Michigan, his draft stock's been, getting pretty high recently. And, around January, he was a 5th-round pick. Now he's maybe a mid-second, 3rd-round pick. So this is a pretty good pick here, getting more depth at wide receiver. With their 2nd, 3rd-round pick, I had them selecting a quarterback. I had them selecting Florida quarterback Kyle Trask. And something with these mock drafts, all these mock drafts I do are from ProFootballNetwork.com, their mock draft simulator. So I cannot determine, what player falls or is a reach or anything like that. But I would not be shocked that Kyle Trask here is available at the 82nd pick. You watch his games, he is not nearly as good as what the stats show. Reminds me a lot of Derek Carr. Limited athleticism, great, short passes, but when it's 15, 20 yards down the field, that's where he struggles quite a bit. And you watch his games, he also gets bailed out by talent quite a bit, like Kadarius Toney and Kyle Pitts, making him look good. But getting Trask here in the 3rd round, I think is a great pick by Washington, and this is definitely my favorite pick of this mock draft because I think he could learn a lot from Ryan Fitzpatrick. And Trask, I think he could be an okay starter. Not great, but with the offensive talent, the young offensive talent that Washington has, I think Trask could succeed in Washington when it's given his opportunity. So I really, really like that pick there. As we continue here into round 4, I had them taking safety from Cincinnati, James Wiggins. They can use some more help at safety. This makes quite a bit of sense. James Wiggins, a safety. Here, round 4, I think would be pretty smart. Maybe Sean Wade from Ohio State. Either one of those safeties to me is great here by Washington, but I definitely think they can use a safety in the later rounds. In the 5th round, I actually had them taking another wide receiver, and I really, really like this pick too. I had them taking Florida wide receiver Trevon Grimes. To me, getting Grimes here, this may be a little bit of a reach. I personally think this is a great pick, though. And, a lot of the reason why I picked Grimes here was with the 163rd pick overall. is to pair him, with college teammate Kyle Trask. They can go to Washington together, and I mean, you just get more depth, more young, great depth at the wide receiver position. I think Grimes is an extremely underrated receiver, and you could have, his college quarterback in Trask. It's a great pairing for Washington to get both those Florida Gators. Washington does not have a 6th-round pick, but they have 2 7th-round picks. And with their first 7th-round pick, they select Kansas State edge rusher Wyatt Hubert. I think they could use just a tad bit more edge help. And, realistically, their defensive line is already fantastic. But Wyatt Hubert here, I think, is a pretty good pick. It's one of the last picks of the draft. And right here, you're not getting I don't think teams should ever draft team needs when it goes to 6th and 7th rounds. You should always draft best player available, and I think that's what Washington is doing right here with a great pick in Wyatt Hubert. Like I said, they have 2 7th-round picks, and with their second 7th-round pick, they select safety from Oklahoma, Trey Norwood, getting, like I said, one of the best players available. May not be a team need, but he's going to be one of the best players available at 246 from Oklahoma. But overall, I think this was a great mock draft from the Washington football team. On here, doing this Washington football team 7-round mock draft live on YouTube, like every single video I do. So that was kind of my Washington 7-round mock draft. I will go over these picks here one more time. In round 1, Wasu Karoa. In round 2, Dylan Runance. In round 3, wide receiver Dwayne Eskridge. Also in round 3, quarterback Kyle Trask from Florida. In round 4, Cincinnati safety James Wiggins. In round 5, Trevon Grimes, wide receiver from Florida. They do not have a 6th-round pick, but they have 2 7th-round picks. With their first 7th-round pick, they select Kansas State edge rusher Wyatt Hubert. And with their second 7th-round pick and their last pick of the draft, they select Oklahoma safety Trey Norwood. Thank you all so much for listening. If you could like this video and subscribe to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you next time on the Sports 2 Heinz Show.